Pirate Radio Live. You missed.
Dave Kasanganai. I don't know. How did you earn your time on the court with a lot of good players around you?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I'm amazed to this day. I mean, my journey was unique. Like I told you, going back to high school, had one full scholarship offer.
Yeah.
Came here as a preferred walk-on and was able to earn the scholarship this year. But just feeding from the talented guys that we had here, because we've had some very talented guys come through, like Jaden Gardner, Tristan Newton, all the guys from the past, and just picking their brain, working out with them daily.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6, right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Excitement time! Clam down! Clam down! Clam down! Clam down! Pirates are going dancing, baby!
They picked us last. They picked us last. And now we're going dancing. We're going dancing.
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios on a beautiful day in Greenville, North Carolina. Welcome in to the show, and you can hear us on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, also online, PR927FM.com, and you can watch the show on Facebook Live and YouTube. And as always, we love when you are a part of the show. I had some great interaction with you yesterday, Friday as well, which was a big day around here, and I've had a lot of fun these last few days. We'll do it again on today's edition of Pirate Radio Live with you, and with some great guests coming up in about 30 minutes or so. We'll talk to Ahmed Fareed. He is with Peacock and NBC covering Major League Baseball, and Peacock will have a game of the week. You know, ESPN has had the Sunday night baseball game of the week for years and years now. Peacock trying to start a new tradition on Sundays with an early game that gets underway around 11:30. The Braves and Orioles will be a part of this coming up in a few weeks, but Ahmed gets everything rolling on Peacock, and he will join us to talk about that and what he is doing right now with MLB Sunday Leadoff. And we'll talk about the O's, who are red hot, my Braves, who are first place in the NL East. Will anybody catch the Rays? We'll talk about it all with Ahmed Fareed coming up in about 30 minutes. Mike Mullis will join us to talk more baseball at 4 o'clock of the ECU variety, as East Carolina has a big one trying to get off the schneid tonight when they take on NC State in Raleigh. That was good for the Pirate L's last time these two teams faced off, because East Carolina was coming off a losing series to Houston. They were able to pound the Wolfpack here at home. They'll try to do the same tonight in Raleigh. So a lot of baseball talk coming up. Mully will join us at 4 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, a sports nerd like myself was very excited to get Paul Lukas on. Paul Lukas is from UniWatch, the creator of UniWatch, which I've been following since the old Page 2 days on ESPN, but following all things uniforms, jerseys, hats, and some of you may have heard of him, followed his work, some may not, but he is actually coming to Greenville for the East Carolina Campbell game on something he calls Purple Amnesty Day. He does it every year. Last year he went to Coors Field in Colorado for a Rockies game. This year he's coming to see the Pirates wearing the powder purple, and he'll be throwing out the first pitch at the baseball game coming up next month. But we'll talk all things uniforms. We'll get his thoughts on the Pirates' powder purples, and get to know Paul, as he has been doing it for a long time now, has his own website at UniWatch. I followed him back in the ESPN days, but looking forward to that chat coming up at 5 o'clock. And Bryce Williams will join us at around 5:30. We'll go Pirate Radio Outdoors, go over some of Bryce Williams' memories of the NFL draft and why he still hates the Carolina Panthers franchise to this day. We'll get him to retell that story. But all that coming up in hour number 3 of today's show. All right, Shirley Rhodes is here, looking very Irish and green today. Hello, Shirley. I like the green.
Thank you.
Chandler, once again, wearing a multi-purpose shirt. He's ready for the golf course. He's ready for work. He's ready for a board meeting. Kind of ready for anything, whatever's thrown at you, Chandler.
You got to be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
So you have to dress prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what I'm doing the past 2 days.
I agree, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, I appreciate it.
Jonathan Ellerbe here as well. Hello, Ellerbe.
Hello, Clipper. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Enjoying the spring weather here. Not too hot, not too cold.
It's nice and sunny. Puts you in a good spirits.
You just kind of want to walk outside and just let the wind blow in your hair and have a good time.
All right, let's do it.
Right now? Maybe at a commercial break.
All right, fine.
We got homework to attend.
That we do, and I have done my homework. But before we get there, shut up, Chandler. Don't even make that face. Don't even do that. Another day, another ECU basketball commit, this time in the form of Cam Hayes. He is a transfer from NC State to LSU, and now a transfer from LSU to ECU. So he will continue wearing the purple and gold, and he is a North Carolina native, as are many of the players Mike Schwartz has brought in this offseason. Greensboro kid, 4-star recruit coming out of Greensboro Day, and was in the portal and decided to join Bobby Pettiford. To Corey Faison is a North Carolina kid as well. Callum Richard, a North Carolina kid. So got a lot of North Carolina kids joining this roster for Mike Schwartz. And Cam Hayes looking to come in and be a factor right away, and actually started 27 games when he was a member of the NC State Wolfpack a few seasons ago. So averaged 7 points a game there. For LSU, shot 40% from the field, 32% from downtown, and had a 70-39 assist to turnover ratio. So he is a guard that's going to join a backcourt. You lose Javon Small, you say, what do we do? Well, you add Bobby Pettiford, you add Cam Hayes, and all of a sudden you feel pretty good about the backcourt for ECU. Chandler, Cam Hayes, you excited?
I like it. And when you lose Javon Small, and I was actually looking at some of his highlights earlier when he was at NC State and some when he was at LSU. He kind of reminds me of kind of like a Javon Smallest type of guard. Last year he averaged 8.1 points with the LSU Tigers. He also had 2.5 rebounds per game as well for LSU, and then he dished it out for 2.3 assists per game as well. But I like this pickup, and I like that he's not necessarily local, but he is a North Carolina native. And you saw that a couple of weeks ago when we picked up Bobby Pettiford from Kansas. So you got to like what Mike Schwartz is doing right now in the transfer portal and on the recruiting trail.
Yeah, Brandon Johnson, North Carolina native. Ezra has Charlotte roots in his past, I believe. I know they got him from Georgia, but I believe he has some North Carolina roots. You can check me on that. R.J. Felton will extend it to the Carolinas. He's from South Carolina. So a nice local feel to this basketball team as well. And I don't care if they're from California or, as Chandler would say, the Himalayan Islands. They could be from anywhere. But it is neat to have a lot of guys around this area that'll be playing basketball for Mike Schwartz.
Just win, baby. Just win. You just got to get the team chemistry. And, can East Carolina ever catch lightning in a bottle and have a team that comes together and has a magical run in February and March to propel them into postseason tournament play? A team, a university that's never been to the NIT. I think that's the one of the most astounding facts about East Carolina basketball ever.
I do want to confirm something that you just said earlier, Clip, but Ezra Asar did transfer to Liberty Heights Athletic Institute in Charlotte, North Carolina for his senior year.
All right, I knew there was Charlotte
where
somewhere.
He averaged near a double-double and helped lead the squad to a 30-3 record.
Found those roots.
Ellerbe, to answer your question, I feel like in this era, yes, East Carolina can put it together to make the tournament. I mean, I think
tournament or the NIT tournament?
Either or. But
postseason.
I think, I mean, I'm not saying the transfer portal is always going to help ECU. And we've lost Jaden Gardner and Tristan Newton and Javon Small, so it hadn't been great. But if you have a monster offseason, I'm not saying this is the one. We don't know how these guys are going to play together and and play as individuals, but you can put together one magical offseason.
In year 2 or year 3, will he get hired by somebody else right away? Because that tends to be the theme of, like,
yeah, probably
everybody likes to hire the high.
As far as I know, he is. So. Yeah. I mean, if you can find
like fairly
another $5 million,
another $5 million,
yeah,
throw that into the NIL fund. I think to your point, though, I believe the transfer portal can work. Players out there in the portal that you can bring in, some as good or bad.
Jamie, your comment just really irritated me. And it's not you, it's the comment. He said, problem is if you catch lightning in a bottle. We're talking about that one lightning in a bottle season. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for 4 or 5. I'm not asking for a dynasty.
No.
I'm asking for 1 year.
But in today's world of college basketball and really college athletics in general, the only thing especially at a school like East Carolina,
I mean, if East Carolina goes to Omaha this year, who was our person online? Jamie. Is Jamie concerned that we'll lose play?
I think, but you can take it to other sports, and Jamie says, okay, 1 year, great, yeah, exactly. Because how many even good years have we had? A lifetime, because that's how long I've gone without success for ECU basketball. Absolutely, I'll take 1 year, and only 1 year. If I could make that deal right now, I would. Say 25 years afterwards, not making it.
Just lost in round 1.
Would you?
I was thinking you were going to say 10 to 15 years.
No,
25.
25. Deal right now, just for that 1 year, that one shining moment to see our name on the selection show.
I think if Schwartz is successful and he gets picked off because we go to the NCAA tournament to another school, then I think he will show the path to another coach of how you can win in East Carolina. And just have to
agree with Jamie. You're going to lose players. You're going to lose coaches if you have a good year. But that's the college basketball we live in now.
But if Mike Schwartz doesn't be a coach
he doesn't really leave success behind. He leaves that 1 year because everybody leaves with him.
But what I'm saying is, doesn't he make East Carolina a place that maybe some coaches on the upside want to go?
Absolutely.
Versus, there's some people that just won't come here. But maybe if whoa, Schwartz has got it done. I mean, it's just.
We always preach one more here at Pirate Radio. We just want 1 year for
1 year
basketball.
Where's the Final Four in 2024?
Phoenix, State Farm Arena.
Phoenix.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure that is that. Yes.
The Pirates in the desert. Possibly.
Greenville with the cutoffs and the 23 hats. So like they're wearing the 23 uniforms.
Hey, I like it.
Interesting. Never seen those on the road. So first time coming up this season.
Yeah, I always thought East Carolina and NC State, they have a connection with ALS, with Coach LeClaire from East Carolina. Cool connection of that terrible disease that a 3-game series or wearing the 23 and then State wearing maybe the Combs number or something would be sure that they could do a lot of neat things. But certainly the Pirates and the Wolfpack both looking desperately for a win today to get back on track.
You know what he will be hearing, though, Eric?
Boom, boom, boom. Now let me say, well.
He'll be hearing T-boon, boon, boon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just play that in the pregame, get the boom, boom, boom.
I'll pass.
No? You don't want to go?
Chandler, you can go without
now let
me.
me say, well.
Eric said that was, and that time it was for you.
We'll upload that one to chucklehut.com.
Chandler, did you do your homework?
Ooh, he didn't even answer Silent Chandler on the radio.
Earlier today, you asked what was the homework, which I'm not going to criticize you for because how many times? So
if you don't know, you got to ask.
I'm going to give you credit for that. So I'm going to give you extra credit. So
I need it because I'm failing this class.
You are.
I need the extra credit.
You're going to have to go to summer.
That's a good idea.
Because he has to go to summer school for not doing his homework.
What if he has to repeat the class and do everything we've already done the past 6 weeks?
We're going to need you to repeat the class. Jamie, I'll answer your question with a question. You said over under Schwartz is here in 4 or 5 years if he has success. Define success. What is?
I mean, I just think that's the lifespan of most basketball coaches.
In that
now.
4 to 5 years, if he takes us to the tournament, he's gone.
Which is fine.
If he does not get to whatever is deemed success by John Gilbert.
If he doesn't go to the NIT in 5 years, does he get in?
That being in the postseason within a especially in basketball, I think you give them a 5-year period to get to the postseason, NIT or NCAA. I think that's reasonable.
Well,
sooner than later, depending on what your circumstances. And then, of course, baseball is through the roof right now. What the expect?
I don't know. I don't like if Mike Schwartz isn't here forever. It's not going to bother me because I just don't. That's just not how it works.
To be here for 15, 20 years, because it doesn't seem. No, I don't think in realistic expectations, no one really wants their coach bigger fish, and that works for coaches and players. There's always more money somewhere else.
He did with number 1 Houston last year. Well, you lost to them multiple times. You lost to South Carolina State, and we're talking about ECU basketball, which is why the NIT.
Really good regular season.
I would be a great season because you're not going to. It means you lost in your conference tournament, but you did.
And to get an at-large bid.
Well, I think it's easier to do that than to get in the NIT at this point.
Well, maybe so, but I'm just taking it to postseason and going into the conference tournament that your postseason, that's not your first stop in the postseason.
All right. So, basketball talk, CU football schedule. We've been ranking the teams, the schools, and
speaking of coaches leaving.
Yeah, and today we're doing coaches. We are saying if Mike Hughes, Carolina, we'd like to be the next head coach at ECU. All right, number 1.
Number 1 as your favorite choice.
Number 1, your favorite choice. Or paper upside down and just try to read the names upside down.
Do you already need a time out, Chandler?
No, I'm good. I can.
What are you eating over there?
I can get from
what
the.
What are you eating?
Easter candy that Shirley stole the candy that I got in my Easter basket. I was like,
Shirley commandeered your candy and is now sharing it with you.
Yeah, she said you want to share.
That
it?
is a boss move.
Considering it's mine, sure, why not?
Time out. Did you get down the stairs at Mom's house and getting a little basket?
Looking like
here's a bag here,
Ralphie.
I know.
No.
All right.
But I got Jim Harbaugh.
What? Number 2.
I have Willie Fritz.
What? I do too.
Willie Fritz.
Ellerbe.
Tom Herman.
All right. Number 3 for me, Jeff Traylor.
Why? UTSA, but he's never coached outside the state of Texas.
Tough place to win. UTSA. He's racking up double-digit win seasons. If he can win Arkansas.
Okay, so he has been outside. It's close. Arkansas's right there next.
Woo Pig Suey. Ellerbe, this guy's been everywhere, man. This guy's.
It's been like I just don't know if I'm picking number 3, I'm not picking Jeff Traylor out of UTSA to come from Texas area to
top 25 program last year.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I like winning. I like winning football games. Maybe you guys don't. I do.
You should know because I love to win.
Clark.
All right, my 4th pick is, and this was a little out there for me, I will admit, but I went with Rhett Lashlee.
State at App State, and I figure that he has good recruiting ties and just,
What was his record last year?
Last year, I think they went 6-6. What did App do? Loved by the App State Nation up there.
Good. They can keep him.
So that's why I picked him, because he was more, I thought he could be shovel ready because he's more local.
He's got a chance. And first year winning season, I like that. I like that in a
But
coach.
he took over for, what's our guy that's at TCU? Sonny Dykes.
At App State. Literally the same argument. And he didn't have a winning record.
Yeah, but he's been there like 3 years.
He didn't have a winning record.
26-13.
He's on the downtrend. My guy's going up. They're
Clark, App State.
I have Tom Herman.
Charles Huff.
All right.
I thought he was a up-and-comer. He's had success in his 2 seasons at Marshall.
Former Alabama assistant coach.
Biff Poggi.
Oh,
this guy.
Let me tell you what.
I love him, but
Biff, he was a successful high school coach. He's been successful in the business that he could just, come in and help buy some players, and he's been at Michigan, so he's trying to figure out a lot of stuff. I like the late great Mike Leach, which would be good content for Pirate Radio.
Ellerbe, you're making a mockery of our homework. That is disgusting. Clark from Appalachian State at 7.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I have Brian Newberry last on my list.
I'm going to go ahead and say I have Biff Poggi last on my list.
I mean, like Brian Newberry. I mean,
at East Carolina?
Yes.
You're insane.
So I have Rhett Lashlee at
great pick. Value pick.
Just a guy.
Rhett Lashlee from SMU.
Kevin Wilson, who I believe was being interviewed here at ECU years ago, right?
I'm pulling him out of Texas at number 8. I feel like that's a value slot for him. And
behind Biff,
got to roll the dice. And I think Biff is your guy at number 6.
All right, what are we on?
10 times better than Brian Newberry at. What'd you have Newberry at? 6 or 7? Newberry, you're putting yourself in the hot seat.
No, Newberry was 6th on my list.
Right.
Right in the middle.
Who's number 9?
We have.
But he is a defensive guy. We're not capable of running the option here. So my thought was, if he was the offensive guy, you don't hire him to bring him here to ECU. But he is a
stud-looking man.
He was the antagonist in Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
And that turned me off to Biffs my entire life.
Newberry, who hasn't been a college football head coach.
He has been a college football assistant coach. Okay. And spoken very highly of, and shut up.
Traylor, who made his name being a high school coach.
Jeff Traylor, who has won. Your arguments are awful. He's won double-digit games the last 2 years. So
how do you get experience if no one gives you experience?
So you are taking a guy who has not done that over the guy who has done that.
Right. So maybe Biff's that next guy.
Keyword maybe. I know Traylor's that guy.
Who was your pick? Just
they play college football at North Carolina. There
were rumors that he had a bad interview here or something.
Yes.
You remember that?
I think that is true.
The talks. All right, I got Mike Bloomgren, who
he's terrible.
You are terrible.
I mean, Gardner Webb went 7-6 last year.
Okay,
he took over a program.
I'm fine with that.
Went 2-2, and then had his own first Bloomberg, and then I've already said Newberry was last. But
you're not even gonna get his name right. You disrespect him that much.
Bloomberry.
You heard it here first. 10 Bloomgren. I've got 11 Lamb. I've got 12 Pogge. How do you round out your list, John?
I've got
biggest contention points were Jeff Traylor and Biff Pogge, I guess, and Rhett Lashley. But Ellerbe, would you like to admit you just don't know football? I'm going off of.
We spent 20 minutes talking basketball.
I honestly kept thinking about how much the coaches, Mike Houston and others, talked about viewing Newberry.
Not he's number 12. I think you're undervaluing Biff.
Maybe so. I got ability.
Let's check and see if that game's being played, if they're matching up. But that's going to be a big game in the conference this year if it's being played. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of stakes in that game for Clip Brock and Ellerbe and Chandler.
I'll take Ellerbe. Unfortunately,
not going to see that match.
Man, what a bummer! They did
Mike
not
Oresco
play.
Got us again. No 49ers and Roadrunners this year.
Yeah, I'll try to talk to him. That'd be good. All right, enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.
Come up with a homework topic between now and then.
We'll do. All right, we'll switch gears a little bit and talk O's, Braves, and look around the league when we return on Pirate Radio Live after these words.
For what I read between the lines.
TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the more information on scheduled events. And we'll see you at the Buck.
This is Aaron Williams with Ease Plumbing.
This is Mike Hoggart with
Electrical and HVAC Services. Same great local team, same great local service, just a new name. Contact us at callnewblue.com. That's Call and HVAC Services. Go Pirates.
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit. I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for you.
Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicles at EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood
Center. Our practice has been caring for the athletes at ECU and the residents of Eastern North Carolina for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for your sports injury services as well as walk-in urgent care on the weekends from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call us at 757-BONE.
Impression is a good impression with the right curb appeal. Hi, this is Daniel Andrews from Dan Andrews Lawn Service. We specialize in making your business look great. 17-8006, and we'll come out and give you a free quote. Taking care of your landscaping needs is all we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. You can trust our reliable team at Dan Andrews.
With University Sportswear. University Sportswear ENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million, ENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. University Sportswear, ENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
Burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any. Real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
This is Dale Murphy, two-time National League MVP and number 3.
To party, pirates. Go to drinkpiratewater.com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water. Why be yourself when you can be a pirate?
Honest since 1937. Shop their entire inventory online at brownandwoodauto.com or visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership. And the
Shirley sounds good on the website. Listen live. We are and hope to get those resolved, but maybe you can check out the live listen feed on the audio. Skip is here. Speaking of things skipping, hey Skip, because I know Jamie is right. That is incorrect, Jamie. You know I love a healthy debate here on this show, and I would never sabotage equipment. Said Ellerbe's hair looks like the hair you snap onto the head of a Lego person. It's gorgeous, shiny hair helmet. Let's move along and hear from Ahmed Fareed. Now, this is cool. He joins us from MLB on Peacock. Talk Pirate Radio Live. Ahmed, appreciate your time. How you doing?
Hey, Cliff. Thanks for having me. Always ready to talk baseball.
Yes, sir. And less television. I was spoiled as a kid with the Braves being on TBS every night that I wanted them and leadoff. So tell us about Sunday leadoff and what we can expect this year.
Yeah, basically what it is the beginning of the day. And so our game starts 11:30 Eastern, sometimes noon Eastern. And what it does and highlight some of the best stories in Major League Baseball with our exclusive window. And we do have the Atlanta Braves coming up, and that game actually will be also on. Our games are on Peacock, so you stream them on your TV if you have a smart TV, just like you do everything else. And so I've enjoyed the property so much because I think it's got a good...
Talking to Ahmed Fareed, who joins us here on the Pirate Radio live line. And, it'll be Braves and Orioles, and we have an Orioles connection here at Pirate Radio, your radio home for the Orioles here in eastern North Carolina. And Maynard had some expectations this year, and so far are living up to those expectations.
I mean, it was not a fluke last year, and you really can't have a fluke. That was right in the middle of their awesome stretch that got basically the whole baseball community up and watching. And so it's a team that you look at it and there aren't that many.
Just for them, they're in the same division as the Tampa are the Rays. On the NL side of things, another shocker after Spencer Strider's awesome performance last night. So
I just said that the Orioles, it kind of makes sense, right? It's like, yeah, I can see 275 with 4 bombs. Like, wait a second, that's like the old Andrew McCutcheon. Cool about early on in the season is that, yeah, you might say, okay, they're not as rough stretches and down times, but, they might have another in the wild card discussion, which I think would be a win for any.
Ahmed, when you look at what baseball did with some of these rule changes, and nobody ever can get on board. They like the pace now. We see it a lot in the college game. So how about these rule changes, Ahmed? What do you think of them? I guess
Yeah, I was pretty optimistic that people would like it from seeing about baseball is that there is no clock. It's just a leisurely game, America's pastime. Batters took a little extra time, pitchers took a little extra time, and we got to have seen it. Even if you're a traditionalist and you say, I don't want a clock, hopefully you don't even at home on the couch, zoning out, scrolling on Twitter or TikTok. I'm missing whole half innings, so I think it just, which is what baseball wants. You stand up, you got to keep.
A lot of baseball on the West Coast. So how about your baseball background?
I've let it be known. I grew up in Michigan, so I'm a Detroit Tigers fan this year. But, I worked out in the West Coast, covered the job of baseball growing up. And the cool thing is that with our new Peacock package is that broadcast crew, former Rocky, and last time Ruben Amaro was also part of it. The long time have one. I don't need it because Nick Swish is one set crew. Like each and every game is a little bit different because of the people involved.
Season moving forward with MLB on Peacock. It's
I appreciate the stories of the players who are emerging, and we did not just in the Shohei Ohtanis, but as the year goes on, that's kind of what gets me excited. Stories I watch, but we just try to have fun, Cliff, on our program. Don't take ourselves too serious.
Game of the week, and as Ahmed said, we got a little O's and Braves coming up a little while from now. Ahmed, thanks for joining us, man. Good luck joining us on Pirate Radio Live today. And I saw a 28th and 29th, but that's the Pirates. And I shouldn't say first place, I should say of payrolls. O's have 15 wins this year. That is the second most in the National League, a game ahead of the Braves, a game ahead of the little bit of staying power. I think the Rays do as well, but not at the clip they're at right now. But Baltimore, actually, by the way, will take on the Red Sox coming up tonight right here on Pirate Radio. All right, let's go after this.
The decadence.
Food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
Is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the Flakes and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor.
Enjoy camping your way with the weather changing and cliffs of the news. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with, visit ncparks.gov.
Take control of your health with Arc Point Labs. There are a number of hormones that are important: kidney function, cholesterol, thyroid levels, and more. Get a simple blood test today by getting started at arcpointlabs.com or call.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU.
This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating
Orange hot dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville. Pirates.
Before you hit the road, this tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of service. Trust Greenville Auto World.
You're listening to Our Com to find your new treasure. 21 and older only. Pirate Water.
Increase your earning potential. Copy Pro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45